I don't like to move house. I like to stay and improve.
If your house isn't working for you, then it's ridiculous just to carry on struggling against it. Move.
It's a battle being fought in homes up and down the country.
I can't see us growing up here as a family at all.
I feel that this place works.
One of you wants to stay.
The other is desperate to go.
I think we should stay.
We should move.
I think we should stay.
It's a beautiful little house.
Little house, you're right.
So Kirsty and I are back to help you decide.
Are you going to love it?
Or list it.
I'm heading up Team Love It because I think the expense of moving house can be better spent transforming your existing home.
We have to make this space we're in now a kitchen diner.
Oh, I love that sound.
While Kirsty's getting sledgehammer happy, I'm heading Team List It, tempting homeowners with dream properties well within reach.
Snow-capped mountains.
Wow, brilliant.
Come on.
Oh, no.
Oh, look at this.
There's the jacuzzi.
I trounced Kirsty at every moment. Yeah.
Phil got an early List It in, and you'd have thought he was Churchill himself.
But now, with the score at 1-1, there's everything to play for.
You're pathetic.
Kind of thinking, damn, Kirsty's good.
Phil's dead in the water.
I can't lose again. I won't lose again.
As we once again ask couples that question.
Are you going to love it?
Or are you going to list it?
So let battle commence.
This is not going
He's
to be
not as
straightforward.
nice as he makes out. He's not that nice.
This week, we're in Weybridge, a lovely riverside town in one of Surrey's most exclusive boroughs, Elmbridge.
You know, it's called the Beverly Hills of Britain.
And why is that?
Well, so many celebs, apparently.
Oh,
Gary Lineker, the Redknaps,
really?
Elton John.
Cool. Well, it's all going on around here.
Yeah.
While Elton probably doesn't need our help to love or list, Barbara and Stephen Bowmont definitely do.
Because after 20 happy years in their riverside cottage,
Look, there's a kingfisher. Look, 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 look.
this retired lawyer and husband, who was a teacher and schools inspector, have found themselves completely at loggerheads over where to spend the next 20.
I've been looking at other places, bright, shiny new houses in a fresh location. But Stephen's got other thoughts.
I am quite clear. This house is absolutely ideal for me and for Barbara if she admits it.
Actually, the only thing Barbara is admitting is that she's tired of living in a house that's desperately out of date.
The problem we have here is that he won't leave this house, and for the last 3 years he hasn't agreed to any house improvements, and I am despairing.
Trouble is, Stephen's not a big fan of change.
I don't think that's quite true. We have had changes here, and I bought a new rubbish bin for the kitchen, and that's been very good, and it all fits in very nicely.
And when Mr. Beaumont's not embarking on daring makeovers, he's filling up their home with what he calls his treasures.
We had to move here because Stephen needs more space than the average human being. He came with 13 bicycles. Can you imagine that at the start of a marriage?
But since retiring, this feisty couple have argued more. Because while they both need their own space, Stephen's taken over most of the ground floor, leaving Barbara with only an upstairs box room.
I've squashed in all my files, my favourite books, and my drum kit. That's not a fair distribution in my book.
Well, if you're entitled to the kitchen.
Thank you.
Who says chivalry's dead? But never fear, Beaumonts. When it comes to arguing couples, you might say we're experts in the field.
If you always have trouble parking, I can do it for you.
This is going to go well today, isn't it? Please clang with decorum.
Right.
Probably should have got used to it, shouldn't
Hello. Good morning.
Thank you very much.
come on in.
We would love to come on in.
Victorian houses weren't built for 21st century life, and sure enough, go straight through the door and you're in Stephen's snug. Though carry on, and there's also 2 reception rooms and a sunroom, dated but with loads of potential.
So, nuts and bolts. Who wants to stay? Who wants to go?
I want to go.
Okay.
I won't move. It would take hell, high water, plague of frogs.
You're quite comfortable.
Very comfortable here. Like it very much.
Part of the job is a little mediation. Stephen manages to use 3 different dens, and when you compare that to the room I've got,
The fight back has got to start.
Yes. I was too slow in, marking my territory.
Possession is 9/10 of the law.
You're the solicitor, you know this.
You're right.
I think that every house can be solved.
I don't
Phil.
disagree, but I can see at your stage of life, a change, something new, would be so invigorating.
Be careful, they'll
Yes.
have you in sheltered accommodation before you know what's happened to you.
Be good.
While the division of territories is a big issue in this house, to really make Barbara love it again, both the layout and the decor needs major surgery.
I think that Barbara wants to feel proud of her house, but the space isn't being utilised right.
Naturally, I'll have Barbara beaming with pride in no time. But the real trick here will be modernising without losing the character quirks that Stephen loves.
It's a very odd-shaped house, isn't it? It must have been added to several times.
Yeah, several times. But it's really nice, Phil. I mean, look at that view of the river.
Yeah, that's going to be tough to beat, absolutely.
But I do have an ace up my sleeve. Barbara and Stephen bought this house for £175,000. 20 years on, it's worth nearly £840. So selling up could get them a better house and more money in the bank. Their budget, £700,000, which is £150,000 more than the average detached property in their favoured area of Chichester.
Yes, but on top of that, Phil, they'll also have to spend more than £43,000 in stamp duty, legal and moving costs. So they're giving me 80k max to work with in order to make this house one that suits them both.
Or at the very least, also more saleable.
I'm all for you showing loads of great houses, but this isn't going to sell as it is. So regardless of whether they move or they don't move, I have to make this house work.
Completely agreed.
Having been left to fester for 2 decades, the decor in this house needs an absolute kick up the proverbial. But I also need to completely rework the layout, starting with Stephen's snug.
This should go back to being a hall.
And as for the living room,
there should be much more of a possibility of closing this off.
It's a very big room that they're not using at all.
I know, it's mad.
To find out just how mad, we set up our cameras.
turns out Stephen spends just 8% of his time in this massive living room, Barbara not even 1%. Their conservatory off the kitchen is also often empty.
And true to her word, Barbara spends a staggering 38% of her day upstairs, squashed into the smallest bedroom.
Speaking of bedrooms, there are 3 of them, and the master bedroom is fantastic.
Oh, yes, this is nice, isn't it?
This is very nice.
It's huge.
Yeah, very nice. Oh, you're in trouble, Phil Spencer.
Space, my dear, I can definitely find. The bigger challenge is getting Stephen to change his ways, because after filling this house...
Blimey!
He then laid claim to the garage.
You know what? Barbara's right. He has colonised the whole house. This is enormous space. It doesn't need more than this space.
No wonder Barbara's a desperate woman. Her and her drum kit have been consigned to a cupboard.
Has he really got nothing better to do?
Just practising, celebrating your arrival. A little bit of a fanfare. You like that, don't you?
You're pathetic.
What did you find?
I found a man taking up a totally inordinate amount of space.
No surprises there.
It's also no surprise that Kirsty's already planning to change the entire house top to bottom.
You need to change one kitchen, re-carpet stroke re-floor throughout, and a bit of paint.
A bit of paint's fine. Now,
It's a start, I suppose. But if Stephen wants Barbara to love rather than list, we desperately need to modernise and completely rework the layout, cutting back his empire so that Barbara can finally have her fair share of space.
What would it take for you to move?
it would take...
3 things.
It would take a house as good as this, in a location as good as this, better.
Convincing Stephen won't be easy, even with £700,000 in the coffers. So I'm on the hunt for quirky architecture, 2 to 3 reception rooms, and a location that rivals their riverside spot. All of which Barbara would like to find in nearby Chichester, one of the 10 least affordable UK cities. Lucky me.
Down on the south coast, I'm hoping that I get you a view of the sea. You know, you've got water here.
Yes,
I think I could beat it with the sea.
Do that and I'll give it consideration.
Fine. We know what we're doing. Let's get cracking.
I have to say Kirsty is extremely persuasive.
So you're looking to stay here, really?
No,
Yes.
no.
I mean, I don't think for a single second you're going to get either of them out of this house.
Oh, no, Barbara's keen for it. She's desperate for it.
I'm really confident in Phil. He's got our measure, if you like, what we need. So it'll be really interesting to see what he comes up with.
She's quite go-getting, and she's going to convince him to move.
You also think you're going to be the next James Bond, don't you?
Oh, no, that's in the bag. That one already is in the bag.
In Weybridge, the battle lines have been drawn
Peace.
between the rather feisty Barbara and Stephen Bowmont.
Sorry, we can go on bickering for quite a long time on this subject, couldn't we?
Far from enjoying their hard-earned retirement, this former lawyer and teacher are constantly arguing over whether to love it or list it.
Joining the fight, another warring couple.
You're pathetic.
So while I boldly go where no builder or decorator has gone in more than 20 years...
You know what? I'm a great fan of cornice. But I tell you what, I'd have the cornice out in this house.
I'll be showing them their best bet for a happy ending is moving on. Time to show them my first cracker.
So how are you feeling about this whole process, then?
I think it's great
Phil,
fun.
it's got something done that wasn't getting done,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I think it's great fun. I really do.
Well, that's promising. And with a budget of £700,000, we've definitely got wiggle room if we can convince Stephen to have an open mind.
Chichester is very much a locals town. It's a community
Gotta
town.
be.
It's very active. There's lots to do. In terms of convenience, it's extremely good.
About 75 minutes from their current home, Chichester is Barbara's dream location, and it's been voted the #1 place for a happy retirement.
Well, here is the first house.
Look at this.
Oh, gosh.
Oh,
look at
goodness me. Perfect.
that. Oh.
I'll say. It offers more space just 5 minutes from the city centre. It even has an entrance hall in the right place.
Right.
Oh my word.
Come.
There's also 3 reception rooms. That's 1 each and 1 to share.
Look at
Look
that.
at this.
A state-of-the-art kitchen diner.
Wow. It's fantastic.
4 double bedrooms and plenty of space for Stephen's treasures.
Here, it's kind of walk in and unpack and get on with your hobbies.
Yes.
It is absolutely tickety-boo.
Even better, it's also £50,000 under budget.
I'm very excited by it. It's really quite incredible.
It's very nice. Not as nice as
Does
the
it
way
get painful sitting up there on the fence? I would imagine it does. Come on, let me show you some more.
Fortunately, I have just the thing to win Stephen over. an entire floor to himself.
Good grief, look
Oh
at
my
this.
goodness.
Now, here's a nice area.
Wow.
This is,
You were just
good.
I told you I'd look after you.
Well, put me down in the basement quite right, too. No, it's excellent.
This is your hobby room. I mean, it's
Oh,
Yeah.
that's lovely. Whoa, goodness me, it goes on forever.
Oh, it does indeed. Goodness
He
me.
doubted me. Stephen didn't think
Says
that I would actually
hello.
deliver.
I did doubt you. Very good, like that.
Considering Stephen's a man who doesn't like change, I think this is going pretty well.
I'm just texting Kirsty here. House, I've found them is excellent. Obvs. Actually, that's a bit trendy for her. She'll never understand what I'm talking about.
What's more, I've already achieved the impossible.
I've got an open mind. It's open, not exactly wide open, but it's open.
That's great. I'm really pleased about that.
Yeah.
And that is very good news for me and very bad news for Kirsty. Onwards and upwards.
Thank you.
While Phil's property does offer space and style, he'll struggle to beat the river views here. It's claimed they can add up to 67% to a property's value, something my redesign will make the absolute most of.
The number one thing which has to happen in this house is a bit of a clear out. 20 years of stuff, and a lot of it's got to go.
To update the entire house, we're looking at 80 grand max. Though once done, there'll be no need to spend £43,000 on stamp duty and then everything else just to move house.
What I have here are some suggestions.
Right.
And I don't want to do anything that would make you feel uncomfortable. Don't gasp with horror.
My aim is to give Barbara a home she can be really proud of. So I'm modernising the entire house and giving her a fairer share of the space. That means turning Stephen's snug back into an entrance hall and having the stairs open into this area. Meanwhile, the massive living room will be divided in two so that Barbara can keep her upstairs study and have a drumming room as well. The kitchen is also on the move, giving the Bowmonts an additional reception area and, even better, a dining room with river views. But wait, I'm also dragging their unloved conservatory into the 21st century as well.
What we've tried to do is turn everything so we benefit from the river.
Well, it's stunning. It's beyond anything we've thought of. Completely.
The master or mistress stroke is really putting the dining room and the kitchen really in reverse. Clever. I've got nothing to object to there. Why didn't you think of this, love? It's good.
I'm aware that we're talking about quite a lot of money here, but if you do decide to go for it, I genuinely believe it will add to the value of this house regardless of whether you go or you stay. And I can say that hand on heart.
We will digest it. Some bits we might regurgitate, but we will digest it. But overall, I think you should get a gold star.
Thank you, that's very kind.
High praise from a former teacher and schools inspector. But don't tell Phil, he still thinks he's in with a chance.
His mind is open, and I think even if I don't find them the perfect house, she's going to persuade him. She's on the warpath.
You think you're still in the game?
Definitely.
That's good.
I'm more than in the game. Don't say it like that.
No,
That's so patronising.
It's nice to feel upbeat and positive, as I tell the children.
Patronising.
Yes, but right. And sure enough, 9 weeks later, the Bowmonts are putting the plan into action. Even more exciting, Barbara's already rediscovering her enthusiasm for this house.
I'm just so delighted. I've been waiting for it and wanting it for so long, and now I'm almost on a high because it's happening.
Though Stephen's attempt to win Barbara over has meant the odd sacrifice.
First of all, you have to get up early in the morning. It's dusty and it's cold. it's going to be worth it because Barbara will realise that this is the place we're going to stay in.
That's the plan, Stephen. That's the plan.
It is looking exciting, I have to say, but I still want to think about Chichester.
Don't worry, Barbara. Your carriage, complete with silver-tongued chauffeur, awaits.
How are things at home?
Chaotic. Glad to be out of it.
But Phil, he was so desperate in the first week after the man came with a sledgehammer to go through the wall to get a doorway through, he said, we're moving.
Oh, really?
I thought, yep. He said, we're definitely moving.
You've been taking a lot of decisions, haven't you? You've been faced with a lot of choices.
Yes, you're right.
I've taken one big decision.
What's that?
Leave it to Barbara. She'll do whatever she likes anyway.
Now, Stephen said he'd consider moving if I found him quirky architecture and a unique location. Well, guess what? I've found both in the seaside town of Selsey, just over 20 minutes from Chichester.
Stephen, I'm going to have to apologise because you're in a whole bunch of trouble here.
Why?
Because how can you possibly turn this down? Having said that you wanted an interesting, quirky house.
It is.
It is, isn't it? You've got your own turret.
You've got turrets.
Turrets. Wow.
It is.
Still striking distance to Chichester. The sea is there.
Yes,
I can see
just
that.
walk
That's
through.
great.
And the village is there.
This is different. I like this. This is different.
That's just blown my mind.
This Edwardian property is bursting with character, but the layout and the decor are bang up to date, giving my house hunters 2 generous reception areas, 4 double bedrooms spread over 2 floors, as well as a separate study. So in other words, we have more space, fabulous views, and the odd hint of retro chic.
Gosh, it is quirky, isn't it?
But there's another reason this property is perfect for the Bowmonts. At £650,000, it's also 50 grand under budget.
There's a lovely feeling of space, I have to say. Elbow room. Do you feel that, Stephen?
I do. I do. Yeah, I could live happily in this bit. I think that's great.
Fortunately, you wouldn't have to.
Oh.
Because there's plenty more. Come on.
More.
Come on.
There's more.
Gosh.
Now, while there's plenty of room for Stephen's treasures, let's start with a little something for Barbara.
Oh, look here. Look here.
Oh, wow.
Look here. God,
Oh,
dear.
my goodness. Perfect.
This house has great flexibility because you could have your drum kit in here and then have this room as your office, or indeed, further down the track, you could have it as a bedroom because it's got the ensuite bathroom and we're downstairs.
I think I'll take it now. I will. I love it.
I said you were in trouble, Stephen. I've even done what Kirsty said I never would.
Just pop your head in there. That's the family bathroom.
Ah.
And that's beat the master bedroom you have at home.
The master bedroom.
Whoa. That's good.
Oh, wow. You have matched it, haven't
Yes.
you? Yes.
I have matched your
wow,
bedroom, which
you
is
didn't
so
think
fantastic.
you could do that.
Your bedroom is big and it's got views.
Yeah.
And you can see the sea.
Oh, look. Oh, my word.
Stephen, could you trade your bedroom for this?
Yes, without a doubt. As long as Barbara came.
See, it's not as bad as all that, is it?
Yes, I could trade that. That's very good. It is
Good, isn't
very
it?
nice. Very good.
That's an incredible turnaround, and a lovely one to boot. Though there's a few nits to pick, of course.
Well, this is a huge kitchen. My word.
Phil's really done his research well. He's listened to what we say, so full marks. Well, no, not full marks. 9. The only thing I've got against it are these handles. They should be white. Otherwise,
Okay.
perfect.
I think you can change those.
Perfect.
I just got that feeling Stephen's close to living here, aren't you?
I am considering it.
In other words, Kirsty Allsop, you're toast.
It's good, isn't it?
It's fantastic.
The layout is extraordinary.
Incredible.
For you guys.
You've just found just us, isn't it?
Very good. There we are.
Have faith, Stephen.
You've earned your money this week.
This is it. They're going to be moving. They are going to be moving. Sorry, Kirsty. See you later.
Kirsty's got the head start in that she's got me on her side that I want to stay here. And so does Barbara, really.
As the Bowmonts battle over every aspect of loving versus listing their riverside cottage.
Do you like that kind of thing?
Oh, no.
I've thrown the cat amongst the pigeons by showing them a house even Stephen can't find fault with.
This is it. They're going to be moving. They are going to be moving.
Meanwhile, I've turned their home of 20 years upside down. And so, after almost 2 weeks of renovation,
I'm here to see how they're getting on.
while the Bowmonts have embraced most of my suggestions, Stephen's decided he can't live without his snug. So there goes my entrance hall. But the new kitchen and bathrooms are all systems go. And dividing the massive living room in two has proved an absolute triumph. Now Barbara finally has her dedicated drumming room.
Wow. You know, people say I'm always knocking down walls, but I'm just as keen to put up walls.
It has also made the living room, which was barely ever used, much cosier and more inviting.
How much more pleased with myself can I get?
Mind you, the devil is in the detail, and that's an area Barbara and Stephen are really struggling with.
I would have more pan drawers. Because they are so useful.
Yes.
So the thing about a pan drawer is, if you open this cupboard, then you have to bend down.
Yes, that's what we're trying to avoid.
I'm 44, and I don't like bending down. And so, yes, don't tell anyone that.
No.
But with the pan drawer, you just open it, and it's all there.
Kirsty, quite frankly, the demand for decisions in the past couple of weeks has been furious, fast and furious and frightening. So we didn't have the answers. So this meeting today is really essential.
It is endless.
The team and I have been trying to help Barbara with these decisions, from paint colours to kitchen design. But there's one thing I still need to convince 50% of this pair on, and that's flooring.
I know that the builders have been really considerate and they feel that they can preserve the carpet.
Yeah.
My feeling is that some new carpet might be a good idea. Ooh. Oh, look, I got that.
You're welcome to your feelings, Kirsty.
Oh, and he disagrees with you. He doesn't say anything, does he? Just face.
It seems the only way to solve this argument is spending an afternoon in a flooring shop with these two. No greater love hath a designer for her project.
That one's got more kind of...
It's like sick.
Oh, sorry. Stephen.
Well, it does.
It is incredibly important to get flooring right.
Carpet accounts for 57% of all floor covering sales in the UK. So despite the trend for wood and tiles, us Brits still love a bit of rug.
You've got to think about traffic, you've got to think about pets, you've got to think about children.
The more the room is used, the more durable the flooring needs to be. And for an open-plan home like the Bowmonts, the carpet needs to coordinate with the flooring in the kitchen. Though try telling that to Stephen.
Autumn glow. You can't choose a carpet called Autumn Glow. It's like choosing a carpet called End of Your Days.
And besides, like all of his choices, it's just another name for rust.
This one is called Splash. Not called Autumn Gold or anything.
Would somebody
Where did you find Splash?
Here, look.
frisk him?
No, that isn't even a vague match.
Time to give our school teacher a quick lesson in design.
Look, I mean, that's lovely. But there seems to be a flow between the two. I think if you go down to the rust one, it'll... Christ alive.
You got the right
You
one.
are lucky you go home tonight.
But you see, the conservatory.
Honestly, makes me laugh so
I'd say yes to anything.
Oh,
Kirsty,
dear.
you mustn't. Don't weaken.
It's very hard.
Even though our Mr. Bowmont's clearly a hard man to take shopping, so far I've had more success, having found a house that has his name written all over it.
You did seem quite taken with that house.
Yes. There's,
It's got the old grey matter stirring round,
Yes.
hasn't it?
It does open your eyes.
now I'm just curious to see where we're off to now.
All will be revealed.
After finding these two a little quirkiness by the sea, on this outing I'm going for total wow factor. Not to mention more space, more character, and we're back close to Chichester.
Wow, that looks impressive,
Doesn't
doesn't
it?
Mm.
Oh yes, get ready to pack your bags, Stephen, because this little beauty is truly one in a million.
What do you think of that, then?
Oh, that's something that is. Now, that is real.
It's a pretty handsome property, isn't it?
Yes.
A Georgian property like this can command 10% more than a Victorian. But once inside, it's worth every penny.
Come on in.
Oh,
This is going to be interesting.
oh my goodness, yeah.
What was a former blacksmith's has now been completely refurbished to the highest specification,
Isn't it beautiful?
offering Barbara and Stephen 4 double bedrooms upstairs and 3 glorious reception rooms downstairs.
My goodness me.
Oh, that's nice.
Look at this, how elegant.
I'm speechless.
That's very unlike you.
No.
But while the front of this house offers Georgian architecture at its best, round the back there's all the trappings of modern living.
I think that
Oh,
is
my
absolutely
goodness me.
spectacular.
This is superb. Designed by somebody who clearly knew what they were doing.
Making its £799,000 price tag easy to appreciate. And while that stretches the budget, there is room for negotiation.
There's bits of interest all over the house. I like that. And you'll be able to call to each other.
2 egg and chips and 1 tea, please.
Now, up here we've got 4 bedrooms
4.
and a couple of bathrooms. So one of the bedrooms could be drumming room, but I wanted to show you the master bedroom first.
Oh my goodness me.
Some people might want to frost this, but at least it's got one.
Yes.
Frost it? Why?
Well,
Never
it's
you
your-
mind.
No.
They don't all look as beautiful as you. Wow, that's something
It's another
else.
room of interest. It's not what
Yes.
you'd expect
Not at all.
coming into
No.
this
It's
house.
exceptional.
And with so much on offer,
Yes, look at this.
Oh, lovely.
perhaps it's time for Stephen and Kirsty to finally admit defeat.
Are you feeling a bit more interested in moving now, having...
Not now, we've got to wait a couple of weeks, but I am interested.
You're
in it.
really interested,
Oh,
seriously.
looking at a house like this, it is incredible.
Exactly the reaction I was banking on. Sounds like my tally of dream homes found now officially stands at 2.
So we've got lots to think about, absolutely torn, but this is definitely number 1, I think. How do you feel?
And this is the view of us all. We are agreed,
Yes.
aren't we? Yeah, amazing.
I always knew he'd come round in the end.
I think it's a beautiful house. And I can't fault it because all the things that are missing or not quite right elsewhere are here.
Good vibes.
What I tried to do here is show you a house that sort of sat in the middle. We saw central Chichester, very nice, or everything on the doorstep, but a little bit enclosed.
And ordinary, but very good.
Then we saw unique, interesting, different,
yeah.
quirky, by the sea,
Yeah.
quite a long way from Chichester, but
Yeah.
accessible too.
Very good.
And then this is in the middle. So I've kind of, hopefully I've done my job.
You certainly have a broad spectrum
Yeah.
of opportunities, shall we say. 'Cause
You'll do the right thing, won't you?
yeah.
We will. We will try and get a unanimous decision.
And if not?
Who's going to be the chairperson with the casting vote, I want to know.
Maybe Kirsty and I will come and assist.
Yes.
I think
But you're not going to. You need a casting vote.
Kirsty might be busy that day.
After all, she needs to get the Beaumont's current house ready to sell.
I've really enjoyed helping Barbara and Stephen. It's been fun. And I do feel that I put them in a good position from which to make the right decision. Will they list it? I think so. Surely they'll list it.
Just wait until they see my handiwork. Prepare to be blown away, Phil.
So, Phil, the sun is shining. The question is, who is it shining on?
That's very true. Well, I woke up this morning thinking it's going to be a great day.
I think when you get in the house and you see what it looks like, your little heart is going to sink.
Come on. Come on. Do the right thing, Stephen.
While I'm not one to count my chickens, I am happy to say it's decision day, and Barbara and Stephen must finally answer that all-important question.
Are you going to love it?
Or list it.
When we first met our feisty retirees, their home of 20 years just wasn't working for them.
I want to go.
it would take hell, high water, plague of frogs. I'm quite clear I need to stay.
So I've spent the last 11 weeks completely modernising their house and, more importantly, giving Barbara her fair share of space.
Meanwhile, I've been showing them the best houses on the market, hitting the jackpot not once, but twice.
I am interested.
You're really interested,
Oh,
seriously.
looking at a house like this, it is incredible.
Even so, Phil, it's hard to compete with my handiwork. And now that the dust has settled, we've allowed Barbara and Stephen a bit of time to get used to their transformed home.
I just hope you won't be too disappointed, Kirstles.
Look, the sun is definitely shining on me, I've decided.
No, it's shining in me, look.
It's shining in me.
It's
no,
shining on my
look.
forehead. That doesn't narrow it down much.
No, so probably best we talk to Barbara and Stephen.
Hello. Welcome to you both. Come in.
We have much to show you.
I know.
Do you indeed?
Particularly much. Oh, look.
Come on, Phil, see the transformation.
Before my intervention, the biggest problem in this house was its higgledy-piggledy layout. Remember the slightly dysfunctional kitchen that was in 2 parts? Not anymore, and now it has every mod con imaginable. But even better, its new location means Barbara and Stephen can finally have a dining room that makes the most of those river views.
Hang on, this was the kitchen along that.
True. Now, this, I think, is the best bit of the house now. Not only because you have food here, but actually, if you just sit down here
It's this, yeah.
and look.
It's very calming, isn't it?
This is what we said, wasn't it? That you would sit here and you'd have your cup of coffee and you'd be at one with the river.
And I've got to say, of all the things you've said, and you've said a lot of things, and some of them are sensible, this was the sensible thing. You've reorientated the house, moved it so that it looked at the garden, not looked at itself.
Yes.
And that's good.
It's all outward looking now, so that's lovely.
Mind you, there was one suggestion Stephen wasn't so keen on, and that was replacing this rather ancient piece of carpet.
I'm grateful that it's not rust-coloured.
So am I, Kirsty, as if we've had enough of rust.
have the very old, stained, scruffy green
Yes.
one
Yeah.
than that appalling autumnal shade that Stephen was so keen on.
Has she been polite to you at all?
No.
When I'm not here?
No.
Is she nice?
Well, she tries to be. She tries to be, but you can see the strain on her face.
Well, I did make the odd compromise. Case in point, Stephen's snug, which was making a very bad first impression. Now the 20 years of clutter has gone. As has the dark woodwork. In their place, a light-filled room, which is the very definition of charming.
Originally, when I first came, I wanted this room to be more of a hall. And then Stephen said, I am not moving the telly. That is staying in here. So what we've achieved is actually the perfect compromise, because with the sofa positioned in that way, this is a good passageway, free flow. You've got access to this door, which is new. You've got a lot of light from there. So effectively, this is like a new window in this room.
And while rationalising all of Stephen's collections will be an ongoing project, at least now the real treasures are taking pride of place. What's more, our Mr. Bowmont couldn't be happier with his new and improved snug for watching the cricket.
And you see, I can watch the television.
Very happily.
The butler can light the fire.
Yes.
All going to be very beautiful.
Head through the new door, and what was once a forgotten corner of an unloved living room has become Barbara's dedicated drumming room.
It was totally unfair, the division of the space in the house before. And now I've got room. Instead of sitting on top of my drums and my desk, I can actually move from one to the other.
On the other side of my brand new wall, the living room was once dated, confused and very much unused. Now, despite losing a few square feet, the space is much more inviting and shows off the Bowmont's possessions to great effect. FYI, loving the drinks trolley.
I think that should be in Stephen's room.
Well, you got me a glass of sherry.
I think that should be in Stephen's TV room.
I thought it was a Bertie Wooster touch.
It's a lovely touch. It's absolutely lovely. That's your only new thing. Everything else in this room has always belonged to Barbara and Stephen. And it was here, but it just didn't...
Just in a different spot.
No. Well, it wasn't actually on show at all, really.
It's lovely. It's a really nice, cosy, smart room.
Meanwhile, what was a dark and dated dining area has become a dedicated space for Barbara and her bridge club.
I must say, I'm enjoying your lifestyle, watching cricket, playing drums, drinking sherry and gambling. There's a lot to be said for being retired, isn't there? I can't wait.
Well, that was one of the issues, that you were so recently retired that actually you hadn't been focusing on the house until now. And now, all of a sudden, the house, I mean, you're never going to go out anymore. I mean, it's...
We're now focused on the needs as a retired couple. That's what's different. And this whole exercise has done that for us, really.
Music to my ears, Barbara. Though as well as transforming all of the ground floor, I've also tackled 2 of the upstairs bathrooms as well, and still come in under budget.
There we are, Phil. There's one more nail in your coffin.
Oh, damn! Damn you! It's great.
Oh yes, we've only spent around 60,000 of the 80k Barbara and Stephen put aside. And, drumroll please, the changes have added £95,000 to the property's value.
Well then, all the more reason to list. After all, I have found 2 houses that Barbara and Stephen absolutely love.
We did have quite an exceptional search, I felt.
I did find it quite exciting, I must admit.
Well, that last Georgian house, wisteria growing up the front, glass atrium.
Yeah, that atrium was fantastic.
Yeah.
We loved it. There was no 2 ways about it. It was a very elegant house with a touch, well, obviously it's history. Beautiful setting.
Well, you'd said, Stephen, I'm seriously considering moving.
That's right. And I wasn't at one time, but having seen that house particularly, my mind has become retuned.
Which brings us
to the question.
Decision time.
It is decision time. Are you going to love it?
or list it?
We've not taken this lightly. We've had conferences, family conferences, and after much consideration, looking at everything you've done for us, we are of one mind and we've decided we are going to live here for a bit longer.
Let's just go over that sentence, shall we?
No, Phil, give it up.
Am I giving it up?
Give it up. It's
You
a
said
love
live
it.
here for a bit
no,
longer.
it's a love it.
Well, thank you both for taking us on a roller coaster, I would say.
It is a roller coaster.
Yes.
It really
Both
is.
enjoyed it.
I certainly am so impressed with the result. I think it's a really good development of the house, and I think it will work for us.
I need something a bit stronger than a cup of tea.
You were his great white hope. Believe me, it's downhill from now on.
So, not only have I helped Barbara and Stephen to find their dream home without having to move, I also have the pleasure of saying, the drinks are on Phil.
Here you go. 1 gin and tonic served with 2 slightly gritted teeth.
Why slightly gritted teeth?
I thought I had it in the bag, but well done.
You didn't think you had it in the bag once you'd seen the house?
No, that's very true.
We have a wonderful house at the end of the day.
We're through it, and I think it's now a matter of enjoying it. Yeah.
So good on them for getting us where we are here.
It is the right decision for them. So, here's to you.
Right, we're going back
Boom.
in a boat or a car? You're drinking!
Oh, I wasn't
whole
supposed to be
point.
drinking. We'll go back by boat.